Peter Parker, a senior in high school, goes on a field trip to a genetics lab at Columbia University and gets bitten by a genetically modified super spider that got out of its cage. He gets sick after getting home. Norman Osborn, who owns the scientific company Oscorp, is also trying to get a big military deal. He uses an unstable performance-enhancing drug on himself and goes crazy. He kills his helper and steals a glider with a flight suit. The following morning, Peter discovers he no longer requires his glasses and his physique has become stronger. At school, he learns that he can shoot webbing from his wrists and possesses enhanced reflexes along with a heightened sense of danger. After Peter defeats the school bully, Flash Thompson, in a fight, he realizes he has gained the powers of the spider that bit him and confirms this by scaling a wall. After learning of his clash with Flash, Peter's Uncle Ben reminds him that great power entails great responsibility. Peter ignores this and joins a wrestling tournament to earn money for a car, aiming to impress his romantic interest, Mary Jane Watson. He wins his initial match, but the promoter swindles him out of his earnings. When a robber unexpectedly raids the promoter's office, Peter lets him flee with the promoter's cash in revenge. Soon after, he discovers that Ben has been murdered by a carjacker. Peter chases and confronts the carjacker, finding out he is the same thief he previously allowed to get away. Once Peter neutralizes him, the thief tumbles from a window to his demise. In the meantime, a deranged Norman Osborn dons high-tech Oscorp armor and military gear, interrupting an experiment by Oscorp's competitor, Quest Aerospace, resulting in the deaths of multiple individuals. The next day, it is revealed that he remembers nothing about the incident. After graduating, Peter starts utilizing his powers to combat crime in the city, transforming into the masked hero. Spider-Man, J. Jonah Jameson, the editor of the Daily Bugle, employs Peter as a freelance photographer since he is the sole one who delivers clear photographs of Spider-Man. Nonetheless, Jameson utilizes the images to undermine Spider-Man, thinking he is a threat. In the meantime, Peter opts to relocate to a flat with his close friend and Norman's son, Harry. Norman discovers that Oscorp's board intends to remove him and sell the company to Quest, and he takes vengeance on them as his masked persona at the World Unity Fair. As Spider-Man, Peter steps in and overcomes Norman, who manages to flee. Jameson subsequently names the enigmatic antagonist the Green Goblin. Upon realizing he has created a wild alternate identity, Norman, as the Goblin, extends an invitation to Peter to join him, but Peter declines. In the course of their encounter, Peter experiences a cut on his left arm. When Norman, Aunt May, and Mary Jane receive an invitation for Thanksgiving dinner from Peter and Harry, Norman observes Peter's previous injury and concludes that Peter is Spider-Man. He subsequently assaults and sends Aunt May to the hospital. In the meantime, Mary Jane confesses that she loves Spider-Man, who has saved her on 2 occasions, and inquires if Peter has heard Spider-Man mention her. Harry, in a relationship with Mary Jane, comes along and assumes she has feelings for Peter upon witnessing them holding hands. Heartbroken, Harry informs his father that Peter has feelings for Mary Jane, unintentionally disclosing Spider-Man's biggest vulnerability to Norman. The Goblin captures Mary Jane and a trolley filled with children on the Queensboro Bridge, compelling Peter to decide whom to rescue. He successfully saves both, as nearby civilians support Spider-Man mocks the Green Goblin. Furious, he seizes Peter and drags him to the deserted smallpox hospital, where he harshly assaults him. As the Goblin boasts about killing Mary Jane later, an infuriated Peter takes control. Norman exposes his identity as the Goblin and seeks forgiveness, all while maneuvering his glider to stab Peter from behind. Alerted by his spider sense, Peter avoids the strike, and the glider fatally pierces Norman, who pleads with Peter to keep his Goblin identity a secret from Harry before passing away. Peter brings Norman's body to the Osborn residence, where Harry spots him and mistakenly thinks Spider-Man has killed his father, without realizing that Spider-Man is actually Peter. At the funeral for Norman, Harry swears to get back at Spider-Man and says Peter is the only family he has left. Peter turns her down when she tells him she likes him because she thinks his enemies would try to get to him by hurting her if they were together. Peter thinks about what Ben said as he leaves the funeral and accepts his new role as Spider-Man.